Welcome to the Streams of the Universe channel. I'm Anna. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscriptions, and for supporting and helping this channel. I'm deeply grateful to you. We are still in the Yuletide days, with Yuletide fortune telling going on. Most often, we look at fate, but today there's a specific question about your destiny. What exactly will happen? And I will also reveal what your soul will tell you. So, what will you tell yourself about your future? Maybe the cards will show some specific events that you need to know about. Of course, let's ask now who you are here and now, what's happening in your life, so you can understand if there is a resonance with the general reading. So, let's look at you. What exactly will the card tell us about you? Changes have happened in society here. This is the garden card, the butterfly card. It shows that you have transformed in society, that you have grown and changed in society, but it didn't happen so quickly. This may indicate a long-term transformation, or maybe you have recently changed something in your social circle. This card has become more about lightness. Maybe you found an easier job, or something more joyful. Maybe things have become easier at home, in the family. It shows a butterfly, some kind of lightness has appeared. If you look at the transformation over a long period, you have grown in general. If you look at the society you used to live in, I don't know. You grew up, there were people you were born with, people you studied with, I don't know, neighbors you went to school with. Something has changed here. Your environment has become different. Your status has become higher. That's 100% your status. You can even tell yourself that some real changes have happened. Well, it's not just you. People are telling you this too. But this card just means that what they're telling you is superficial. They're telling you things on a superficial level. Well, it's kind of... First of all, you're a person who brings joy. I don't know, right now they're showing you in a way that makes you look, well, look, there are changes in society. Such a beautiful butterfly. It's like you've risen ahead above everyone else. People are talking about you. There are several bird cards here, and a certain lightness, yes. The only thing I can tell you is that this is also a card of work, and people might think that money comes to you very easily. Somehow, there's some kind of discussion going on about you here, and it's in a positive way too, but it's not deep. You know, it's something not deep, as if people don't really know you completely. It seems to them that everything comes easily to you, even the people you live with. If you live with someone, they also somehow think that things come easily to you. Well, in general, that's just what the card shows. A person who is like a celebration. Someone who knows how to present themselves beautifully. Maybe even really organize a celebration. This is work-related and financial. The Four of Wands often appears for work. For interacting with other people, I would say, it doesn't have to be work. It could be any kind of interaction with others. They think that you are like a one-man band, a person who brings joy. I don't know. You can do something. There's a certain lightness about you, something like that. Well, look, they're literally sitting at the table and discussing. Maybe there were some holidays here recently. Well, I'm doing the reading. And there were holidays, there were celebrations. And either you organized the holidays and they're talking about you, or maybe you weren't at the celebration and some group of people was discussing you. Not at the celebration, but they discussed that you seem to have fulfilled someone's wish. Or maybe you fulfilled your own wish. Let's just see, am I right? Who are you here? Oh, two cards, well. Okay, who are you here? Well, beauty, who are you here? You got the Major Arcana Lovers card. Well, I can reassure you right away, you are loved. Venus rules this arcana. Venus. People definitely like the way you look, the way you talk, your appearance. Well, they might also talk about money, discuss money, but still, it's mostly about maybe you gave people some gifts, because sometimes this card means giving gifts. If there were any holidays, you might have given gifts. Here, people feel that it's easy for you to do this, that it's easy for you to say nice things, easy to give a gift, to be beautiful and light. It's like you're fluttering around, and this card also represents fussiness. Well, yes, she bustled about, but it was so easy for her somehow. Just easy, you know? That's what people say about you, I don't know. If you were setting the tables, then yes, they understand that you were bustling around. This is the same story. Yes, people understand that you're fussing, but there's still some kind of lightness that remains. Here it just says, this first card, it says that there are complex transformations happening here. Complex changes are ongoing, have occurred, and you experienced a tough one. Money doesn't come to you that easily. Some kind of financial independence. And this is also a card of independence in society. Maybe you don't ask anyone for help. That's why people get this impression, even people who love you. Here, the card shows that many people love you. So, who are you bustling around with here? At work, in society, let's say at work, the Four of Wands. Or at home, yes, right at home. Who have you ever set the table for here? Or maybe you went out to someone. Yes, you are loved. Well, the card of independence might also be saying that you never ask for help. Let's draw a few more cards. Uh-huh. You have a fault. Financial, for the most part. The Five of Pentacles indicates a financial lack, and people just don't know how hard it is for you to get by. To chase this money. You manage to fish out the money, but it's hard for you because you lack help and support. Maybe you don't have enough time. In the Five of Pentacles, sometimes you just don't have enough strength. One more card. Well, either this really shows work directly, or there was some kind of karmic blow here, something serious. You went through it. The Scythe is one of the cards that shows heavy karma, but people see you as such a light person. Maybe it was a blow to your finances or health, like the Five of Pentacles, or even to your lifespan. There just isn't enough time. Yes, you had to act, keep working, keep cutting. Maybe there was just enough time. And maybe someone even lost their job or lost someone. Let's reveal it. Let's reveal what kind of scythe it is, what kind of blow it is. Well, you catch the money you need, you catch it for yourself, but still there's a shortage. A shortage of someone or something. Someone or something. It seems to me more like people don't help because they think it's easy for you, and you probably don't ask for anything, do you? That's what I think. What was that blow? Something happened with the man. His masculine energy disappeared, and I had to take some actions myself. A new fire energy came in. Yes, fiery. But if we're talking about health, then something completely new entered. Most likely something unexpected. Maybe it was like a fever, a fire. Yes, fiery energy. Or something happened with the man. I had to take the scythe in my own hands and start mowing myself. Intense work. Sometimes it's just intense work. Mowing, 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 mowing. Professional growth, sometimes that too. It shows what kind of impact, well, actually it's karmic, the scythe, karma. But this card here, it always says that it gives a lot of experience. A big important experience that stays with you for many years. That's it. Even if something was taken from you or someone was taken, let's say, you lost a job. You find training, I don't know. You put in effort and you grow. I mean, you find something much better. If, let's say, you really got divorced, for example, or something else happened, then you realize how independent you've become. And at the same time, you are given even more. Well, let's say I was left alone and started, well, yes, working more, taking care of the kids. But at the same time, I became more beautiful. I buy things for myself somehow. Maybe I even improved my physique. Because this situation, it doesn't just cause stress. Yes, it's like, look, we grow crops, right? It's a whole field. And the hardest time is to harvest those crops. When people work from early morning until late at night, they know very well that if they don't harvest the crops, they will be lost. And yes, it feels like you have to put in a lot of effort during this time, but later, it gives back. It gives a lot. Although, yes, it's a tense moment. Well, maybe someone really did change jobs, finished their studies, found some money somewhere, maybe even borrowed money from the bank or something like that. Well, you just understood that you couldn't wait. You had to do something. Or I would lose something, so, well, it's still a critical moment. Or I'd lose my resource. The Empress reversed came up. Well, here you really could have lost your job. There was some critical moment. Yes, you could have lost your status here. Although I'm being shown that you've grown again. Well, for example, divorces. You could have lost your husband, right? Maternal energy, well, like separation. The kids moved out. You could have completely lost your own resources. Well, they grew up. It's called Help Yourself. The card came up, and I felt like a victim. Well, you helped yourself. You grew up. Maybe you helped someone else. Maybe the fact that the Empress card came up means you really did end up with the kids. It just shows that some card of fate came up. That's how things turned out. The wheel of fortune is always turning. It's always spinning. It was some kind of cycle. And in this cycle, most often, people see it as a difficult period in life, truly a fateful one. They don't reveal everything to me until the end. It's a tough, pivotal time, but you grew. Transformation truly happened then. The choice was difficult. Where to go, what to do. You truly learned to love yourself. To choose something very valuable, important. It's no wonder people see that you know how to love, to appreciate. You know how to create something beautiful. In general, you are a person with a beautiful soul. Choosing is hard, but favoring yourself helps you persist. Because when the wheel of fortune turns, we start blaming fate. Why? Why me? This is what is called despair, when we are dissatisfied with fate, and unconsciously start destroying ourselves. This dissatisfaction with your fate means dissatisfaction with yourself. There was something in this life, but you made a choice. I don't know what kind of dissatisfaction it was, but despair is a sin. That's when we start killing ourselves on an energetic level. You made a choice, you moved forward. First, you loved yourself, so I won't let myself. So, basically, you told yourself to do yourself a service. And you did. You did yourself some kind of service. Help yourself. Yes. Maybe there was no one around, and you didn't give up. But you chose to live. You chose love. What does it mean to choose love? To fall for life? To embrace your destiny? It's different and sometimes hard. The wheel of fortune always turns. That's why they always say, remember that everything ends. Everything ends. Even the good times end. So always be prepared. And the bad times end too. So always be prepared. Loving yourself and the world around you is normal. It's natural for the material world. The wheel of fortune, or the wheel of the year as it's also called, is always turning. That means there's a time for taking action, and there's a time for rest. Nothing ever stays static in the world of the living, so to speak, in the material world. We thought about it for a long time, yes. We thought, well, we pondered something. Now people just think about you, and what was very difficult for you, of course. People don't even see, not even those who love you. Well, that often happens too. It's impossible to fully understand all of a person's feelings, even though they love you and talk about you a lot. This card too, right? People talk a lot about you and say different things. And on one hand, there are two opposites. Here's the card that came up. Even your friends, of course, find it hard to understand you. They say that things haven't been easy for you. This card of difficulties came up, but it also shows that it's hard to fully understand. How did you become independent? Well, here we are again, back to the very beginning. All right, let's keep going. So far, we've just been shown a certain period, and that you're such a soulful person. We're still being watched. The universe. Look at you, such a sunny person, right? You've been through some difficulties. How else does the universe see you? Well, first of all, you look younger than your age. You've closed some door to the past. That's it. And you, well, have started some new path. A bright personality. Well, again, I'm here under the butterfly. And here's the society card. Why? I couldn't understand. I understood that you've changed in society somehow, and the society around you has changed too. Just like you've changed, yes, you're a bright personality. You're moving toward your goals, probably not even thinking anymore about what others think of you. You have your own goals. Maybe it's children, and maybe it's a beloved man. Well, there's the sun, and you have your own goal. In any case, do you have children there? Or is there a man? Or someone still says that you are a warm person, mindful, very bright, and that this garden, the garden too. People just think the garden is also a card of relaxation. They think you relax a lot. Imagine, someone thinks that you relax a lot. Well, again, yes, the sun is only partially visible to people, right? Every night it sets, and then no one sees it at all. There are only assumptions. Only the scientists truly know everything. And first of all, people consider you a strong person, someone who has a lot of energy and warmth. You can also lose your temper because That's a really masculine card. Well, they reach for the sun. That's what the sun is. Everything grows there. Everything thrives. People are drawn to this person. Yes. So apparently, if you have hustled, you have a whole celebration in your hands. Yes, the celebration has begun. The card of children. Well, maybe you really are fussing about your child right now, or about children. Or maybe you have changed so much that something completely new has emerged. Well, a child can also mean something new, something that has become new. They talk about you, about your children. If you have children, they also talk a lot about changes, about your past. The Six of Cups is also about the past. Even those who've known you since childhood say, "Why now? Why are there so many rumors about you all of a sudden?" Now, we're looking at you right now. For some reason, there are a lot of rumors about you right now. So let's take a look. I drew a card showing two women. Here you are, going about your business in two different areas, and two women are discussing you. But I see even more people talking about you. Why are they talking? Why are they talking? Because they know how hard it is for you. This is the card of hardship, of hard work. Of course, they want to say that things are easy for you. And again, we have this card that explains ease. Well, you just look harmonious, that's how I would put it. Harmonious. And maybe even younger than your age, or somehow brighter for your age. Brighter. What a bright personality you are. That's how I would put it. A bright personality. And the card of hard work is reversed. Maybe it's right here, the withered flower. They say it doesn't wither, that it doesn't wither, that I don't know. Time doesn't affect it. She works. She's doing something there, so time doesn't affect her. Well, maybe they can discuss some rejuvenating things. If you have kids, well, maybe, even if you have kids, I don't know. Maybe some kind of rejuvenating procedures. Fools wonder what you're doing, like why age doesn't affect you. Maybe you're getting hyaluronic injections, or doing some exercises, or maybe something else. Well, like with kids, right? Maybe you had some stem cells injected somewhere or something like that. Yes, that might be true here, since the beauty card appeared. See, the lover's card also represents beauty. This card represents dreams coming true. I would also like that, either such beautiful clothes, or to look like that at her age. It doesn't matter how old you are. Maybe you just look like a child. For example, my older daughter is very petite, and no one would guess how old she really is. When she walks with my granddaughter, everyone thinks they're sisters. That's how it is with me. Do people really think you make yourself look younger? Here's the fulfillment of a dream and the lover's card. Maybe to look younger for marriage, I don't even know. Maybe she has a lover. People might think that because of the lover's card. It's also about love triangles. Triangles, like maybe men are chasing after her, or she wants them to chase after her. And what about money? Because the first card can show finances. And this sun card, hmm. Well, not exactly money. It shows gold. It shows, well, some kind of profit, some kind of joy. I don't know, but the fact that you've grown financially, that's 100%. You even know that yourself. So, you've risen above your previous circle, your former social group, right? Financially. The Queen of Cups came out reversed. Hmm, he says you tell yourself that you had to put in a lot of effort for this. And here, there's a girl sitting at the computer. Maybe you're waiting for something else online. Because the Three of Wands is like a return. Maybe you invested, and are waiting for a return. But this card still says that I put in a lot of effort. It's obvious, as they say, why did I grow financially? But still, here, like for future stability. Here it's about working for future stability. And the Four of Pentacles is for the house, for the apartment, for the future. I really invested in the future. Or I invested in a house. I invested in an apartment. I invested in people. I don't know. And I'm waiting for a return. It's in the future, as if it's supposed to come to you. I'm waiting for a return. You have to save money. Most likely you have to save money, even though this is a card of financial independence. But in the Four of Pentacles, you often say, I don't need this. I can do without it, even though you could buy something. Here, the person starts to limit themselves so that there will also be a comfort zone in the future. What about the money again? They say it's fine, everything will be okay for you financially. A harmonious energy exchange. If you keep doing what you've been doing, well, in this card, look, here the person says yes to something and no to something else. What about continuing, if you keep doing the same thing? It's the same in the Four of Pentacles, too. You always say no to yourself somewhere, or to some other people, and to someone else you say yes. These are really money cards coming up. They're saying everything will be harmonious for you. It's always about making a choice. It's always a choice again. The Lover's card, and when it comes to finances, you also make great choices. But with finances, it's always about making a choice. Do I love myself or not? Do I love my money or not? Where am I going? Am I going here or there? It's this constant choice. Well, apparently, you know how to make these choices now. That's why everything continues to go harmoniously for you. You have to think all the time. You have to think. All right. We found out here. Well, you also love beautiful things. You had 3 admirers fall for you. Do you like that? Clearly, these cards are for people with status. Look, this is how they look. These are definitely for people with status. You nearly lost your status during a crucial time. You love classy, beautiful things. And you can work hard like Papa Carlo, and then spend that money on classy, beautiful things. Probably, this difficult period has just taught you to say no. Or maybe there will be some kind of excess. Or you buy good, really high-quality things for your loved ones, I would say. Starting from here. Classy things. You by yourself. Look, even if we take astrology, Leo is ruled by the sun. Even if that's not your zodiac sign, the energy still falls on you and on a bright person. If you had a difficult period here, you had to save money. You learned to make the right choices, to think about the future, about your future destiny. The Wheel of Fortune, where it came out reversed. Like I said, it's also the Wheel of the Year. It's always changing. And you understood this perfectly, that anything can happen in life. And sometimes something so unexpected happens that you just never saw it coming, and you need to be ready for that. And even if you had a difficult period here financially, maybe some very serious expenses, you still remained this bright, someone with status. Somehow you know how to find things that show your status. Well, you found them? I don't know. Even if you were missing something during that period. Maybe you also invested in something that shows status, like an apartment. That's a serious status symbol. Many people, men, can't achieve that. Maybe that's also why, somehow, you ended up with this kind of masculine energy, because people say that about you for a reason. All right, how else will they show you? He is a caring person. You care about fulfilling some dream of your own, or maybe the dream of your loved ones. This whole story brings it all together, whether it's the dream of your heart or the dream of your loved ones. Let's keep watching under the major arcana and see what interesting things will come up. Plans. Planner, basically, a planner. And you are always concerned about plans. But under the map of choices, your plans change, and you know perfectly well that plans will change, that life doesn't stand still. Here, some difficult period taught you this. Because right under the map of choices, plans came up. You constantly have to choose for the long term, always choosing something. I'm always concerned about this because I want to fulfill dreams, the Nine of Cups, or the dreams of my children, or my own. Some people may live only for their children, but I don't think so, because this card is ultimately about making choices. Maybe sometimes you have to think for a long time, but still. Well, because of outside influences, this card simply shows you. This is the Cloud card. This is what influences us from the outside. The world is constantly affecting us, and something might happen. You say, well, I can trust myself, but something might happen to my loved ones, or to that favorite thing I chose with my heart, my favorite job. I don't know. The company might go bankrupt. Anything can happen to what I love. Let's say it's something that has a direct external influence here. Or, for example, the illusion, the Seven of Cups. It's also an external illusion. I'm influenced by society, which is always telling me to buy this, or that there's something even prettier, to show off like a peacock. Yes, that also has an impact. Sometimes I don't even have enough money. Well, how do you choose for yourself? Did you learn to think long-term? I don't know. To think for the long run? Not to make decisions impulsively? I don't know. Not to fall into illusions. A slow card follows the choice. It came up regarding plans, that plans are changing, but now I'm not in a hurry because there was a difficult period. Wow. Five of Swords, betrayal. It was a stab in the back, something unexpected. Well, for some people it could mean theft, because here you can see someone is actually stealing something. Or maybe you had the feeling that fate took something away from you. Let me repeat. This Eight of Pentacles means you really worked through a difficult period. It's about working through things, learning something, becoming more of a professional. I don't know, maybe in this life or at work. Of course, it's easiest to interpret it as work, because the Eight of Pentacles is about earning something. Maybe something tough happened at work. Again, they're showing people who are discussing how hard it was for you, but these people can't really understand it at all. The card of friends comes up for the second time already. Friends are people who are friendly toward you, who love you, just like friends do. I don't know, maybe children or people you interact and fuss around with here, but they don't fully understand. They really are under some misconceptions. They just don't know all of your decisions. Or maybe they don't know something about a certain man. Or they don't know all your decisions regarding society or some kind of structure. Well, how much you had to do. And you managed to do everything. You managed to do everything. Maybe even go somewhere, take some trips. But only you know that without higher powers, you definitely wouldn't have managed. You also had some spiritual insights here. Something like that. Help from higher powers is coming. Maybe. Maybe. Let's even see right now. Wow, oh. Wow, assistance from above. You are a very valuable person to the higher powers, and people from the other side, your loved ones, have been helping you. Overall, your family values you greatly. You probably, well, not probably, but you do know that there was some mysticism involved here. They gave you energy, even, little. They gave you real energy. But this card shows that you know little. You still don't understand it. That is, living on Earth. No, you can't understand it. Living on Earth. You can't understand what we gave. What card? Well, a card to win, so that you win or get something. To be reborn, so that you are reborn, or your intuition starts working powerfully. Somehow, what we have filled you with, it might still resonate, and you can't fully understand it yet. Well, as they say, the ways of the Lord are mysterious, and energy is mysterious too. Here, it's really about energy, and the stairway to heaven is also an energy story. Ladies, the moon is far away, and here you got rebirth. Or, so you wouldn't be afraid, maybe you were given strength of spirit. Who knows, right? That's how it is. Let's ask then, what do you want to say to yourself? I'll take the deck. Elisa in the looking glass. Hold on, the card dropped. It flew out again, wants to repeat. It wouldn't have worked without this energy. So, what do you want to say to yourself? Well, do you see such a layout for the holy days? I also wanted to somehow connect your soul. I don't even know what to call this layout. Maybe just so you could listen, right? Well, I specifically wanted to take the Alice Through the Looking Glass deck to talk to your soul, to your inner self. So, what do you want to say to yourself here? Do you know who you are in this world? And what kind of world surrounded you? You set your course and are heading in the right direction. And yes, you didn't like the situation that happened to you. Well, now you know exactly where to go according to your plans. These are good plans. Right direction. They're in the right direction. Just repeating. Basically, you didn't even need to take out the cards. But it's still interesting, yes, to turn to your soul and ask, what do you want to say to yourself? Find the lesson. Well, as I said, yes, it's kind of like you've passed some karmic test, and the card is simply saying, understand the essence of this lesson. The essence. Study it well, because this doesn't just happen for no reason, and these situations don't just come into our lives by accident. Without understanding this, you wouldn't be able to be yourself. That's roughly how it sounds. And don't do it, most likely, because the card says never jam today, meaning don't do today what you did back then. Well, never jam. Don't eat that sweet thing that attracted you, so to speak, just in case. Yes, it didn't have to be something sweet. Here, your face looks really upset. Yes, you didn't like it when you set your course, directions, and plans. You didn't like that situation. It's just that this card tells us not to do it anymore. Don't. So maybe it was pleasant. Well, it's unpleasant. Clearly unpleasant. But maybe you went into some emotions or into some actions. So, what do you want to say here? Is this the past, or should you leave it in the past? The old value system must go, because this is your life. Even though the past will always be watching you, and here are eyes filled with tears. And just like the past, it will also be watching you. Maybe these are people from the past, situations from the past, so you shouldn't forget it. It's a lesson. Maybe you shouldn't forget some loved ones either. The card just says very rapid changes are coming. This is a card of downfall. That's it. You're flying. It's impossible to stop. You're already flying somewhere. You've realized who you are and set your course, basically. You're already flying along that course. I'm interested in this card because at the same time it seems to say, leave this past behind or don't remember it. And that's so painful. Well, who knows what else? Maybe the skull can represent some people who have passed away. Well, yes. Maybe the pain will stay in your memory forever if we're talking about people. Well, you will remember it, of course, and come back to that memory. But it won't hurt you anymore. True love stays in your heart. They had to go. You can't follow if someone here has left. You chose yourself. You chose life. Well, your loved ones are gone, but you return to them. But it won't be so devastating now, yes. When a person kills themselves, you chose to love yourself, to love life, to love this life, your destiny, and the living people. Let's say, yes. Well, we just read myself to those who are gone. I just wanted to elaborate on this question. We're addressing the soul, right? That is, they love you. These are the cards. The lovers, right? Well, you don't have to leave some loved ones. Even if there were some divorces, you don't have to leave. Right? If the choice is that you don't love yourself and some loved one is mistreating you, but I'm talking about those who have passed away. After all, the skull came up here. Yes, I'm talking about those who have passed away. They say, well, we're just in different dimensions. We left for here. So you should live here too. And love, it always stays forever. So you won some kind of battle. That's when the changes started. You got out of toxicity, changes. Maybe move, even leave, walk away. Well, here it is, this new thing. This is what we've been given. We got it, right? You were able to keep what you have and even increase it. The past, yes. You managed to keep what you had left. You managed to keep your soul. Six of Cups. That's the Six of Cups that I was also trying to interpret for a long time. If you have children, you managed to keep your children. And the state of creativity is not destruction, but the creation of creativity. The Six of Cups is the card of creativity. You could have chosen not to love yourself and gone into destruction instead. I don't love this life. I don't love this fate. As I said at the beginning, everything starts with feelings. Love is a feeling. You got the Lover's card 3 times, right? And if we don't love our fate, we start to destroy ourselves emotionally at first. Then we make a decision mentally, and then we destroy our life energy in various ways by escaping into illusions. Yes, looking for something, escaping into alcohol, I don't know. Into bad feelings and emotions, into endless worries. And to keep saying all the time, it's fate. It's the world affecting me this way. But you chose something different and preserved. Preserved a precious soul, the joy of life, like a child. Yes, here they are. 2 identical cards, just from different decks. And this one is like an oracle deck as well. Childlike spontaneity, when a child forgives, lets go quickly, accepts, and continues to play this life further. This card here actually describes the soul, and these 2 cards describe your soul even more. If you have kids, oops, sorry for the little holes. Maybe even children as well. Yes, children help you. Okay, keep asking quietly. What else? What does your soul want to tell you? Well, honestly, nothing. This card sounds like nonsense again. Well, let's see. Maybe this is the main message about the fighting soul. The rest doesn't make sense. Maybe we can also ask, what doesn't make sense? In the past? For some time. Interesting. You grew up, you got taller, you grew up. Well, That's how it started. You grew above some kind of society. Maybe, really, you just happened to meet some complicated people. You grew above some kind of society. And even if you were there for a long time, somewhere, it doesn't make sense. Maybe this society is meaningless, kind of. If it's a society, it's meaningless. Right now, I'm just talking about society, a toxic society. Don't drink. Don't drink that poison anymore. Especially people who have no meaning, who have no connection with their soul, no connection with this energy of love, which came up for you 3 times, most likely. It's because of it that you rose above this society. Although this is a pentacle card, it also means financial success. Well, apparently, if the soul hadn't grown. Well, yes. If you sit around and are always with toxic people who bully you, or in toxic emotions, or consuming something toxic, of course there won't be any finances either. One comes from the other, one supports the other. There's a message here. Okay, let's keep listening to what will happen next? Your future. Yes, it's so clear. That's why I took the perspective deck. Add. What awaits you? Specifically, what exactly awaits you? Well, or who? Let's look at it this way. Maybe some partners, or maybe children. Here is a mother walking with 2 children. A journey with children? Yes. Let's say a journey with children awaits you. Or maybe partners. Let's just keep looking further. Also, 6 cards of change. Some kind of success. Success in partnership. It's not exactly big. You'll have to work for it. You'll have to work for it. Some kind of... The story here is like a loss of vitality. What's going on with her? Will there be an end to some losses, or just some kind of excessive investments? Well, in any case, victory awaits you, but it's not really a big one. If any of you have been feeling unwell and losing your life energy, that will come to an end. If suddenly, maybe, you are taking care of someone who is sick, that person will recover, yes, that will come to an end. Well, you'll have to hustle a bit. There will be a victory in partnership, and that will be the end of it. And you will receive, well, harmonious money. She says harmonious money for you, because it's a victory in harmonious matters. Because this Willow card, well, you'll have to bend. To be flexible, to adapt, and again. I understand you're tired because of what you did before. That's basically what the card says. I understand that not all doors open right away. The ones you want to open and get what you want. But you will succeed in getting what you want. Yes, step out of your comfort zone and succeed, like the girl in the store. You'll get what you want. What kind of partners are here? Well, here it's clearly a mother with children, but if there are children, then it's obvious what kind of partners are here. They're fated. The 20th major arcana, people who are called family, are those with whom you feel comfortable, like with your own, yes, those who bring renewal, who work not for destruction, but for rebirth. This is the major arcana, judgment. They think spiritually. This is the major arcana of the higher judgment. These are the people who will help you be reborn. Even if you suddenly fall ill, they will be with you, so to speak, for your renewal. If something happens, family and homeland, in general, a day for revival, partners, family, I can't even put it any other way. Not the judgmental ones, but those who give more support. Still, they show a kind of family here. By the way, people will start to understand you better now. Right now, it feels like there's a bit of misunderstanding, but over time, it seems like people will understand you more. And this card is turning over. Look, the one that fell several times. It's reversed. It's easier for you. Look, people are looking at photos, yes, looking into the past, looking at all these conversations. They will understand you. Maybe people have their own period. They will go through certain lessons when they will start to understand what was happening with you. If these are children, after all, yes, relatives here, then the children, yes, they will also go to work somewhere, create something of their own. And simply, as time passes, it will become clearer. The soul is spiritual, that's the understanding. Well, friendly people. In general, friends here, the map. Friends will understand even more. Close people. Maybe friends will even become like family. How much you had to do. How you protected. Protected. I don't know. The girl has documents here, money, something like that. How did you protect it? How you got tired, protected, got tired? Well, we all want to be understood. And here's this card again. How much you had to do. And in general, that's what the cards say. All right, let's just keep asking. Oh, wait, I'll put this deck aside for now. By the way, here is family. If you don't have a family, then there will definitely be a family here. Well, maybe friends will become your family. You know, family can be different. Maybe you'll get married if you still want to. Okay, let's keep watching. What awaits you next? Specifically. Repeating old actions. Oh, that's still a controversial issue. It's just more repetition again. A return to some controversial issue. Maybe you need to go somewhere you've been before so that nothing bad comes up later. Or maybe you'll need to do something again, though not necessarily. It just says repetition. Well, here is this card. Repetition, you see here. It repeats what you invested in. You've already done this. Some kind of repetition is waiting for you. So that later you don't end up with pointless worries. So you don't fuss for nothing. You'll need to repeat something. Find out, talk, sign something. Well, it's some small action, a short action, clearly to avoid trouble, and you will avoid it. Just like the Sword Queen. Usually, it's something reasonable to do, something clear, easy to do to get rid of some troubles. Maybe with some lady specialist, maybe. But I have a feeling that it's like they just showed your past, or places you've already been, or something you're doing. Go on a regular basis to avoid any trouble. You know how to do it, and it will be quite easy. That's just what the card said, so maybe we shouldn't reveal anything and just ask another question. What exactly awaits you? You will have a kind of magical period where you will be able to control something, to handle something, maybe to actually control something, like being behind the wheel. Yes, to handle it. To handle it, to handle it, to handle it. To handle it. And with coming out of restrictions, coming out of restrictions, where, let's ask, are you sure you'll be able to handle it? Coming out of some restrictions to where? Well, look, I'm not exactly sure here. Maybe if you're planning some kind of long trip, a really long one, you'll be able to go easily. Here, the card shows the world expanding its boundaries. If you're limited by something right now, your boundaries will expand. In general, those boundaries will expand. But you will definitely be negotiating, and you'll be able to come to an agreement then, or you'll be able to go on the trip. But in this case, it's only possible for those who, a long trip. Also, look, if you're helping someone, like a magician, at a distance, the person is limited by being far away from you. I'm not sure. Maybe it's about resources or transferring money. But now there are sanctions everywhere. Yes, you will be able to somehow transfer, yes. Look, to transfer just like that. The cards say, so you are protected by a guardian angel, or you will be a guardian angel for someone, so you will be able to do everything. This will make you happy. Joy awaits. Excuse me. Cough, cough, cough. I caught a little cold. Cough, cough. My voice is a bit hoarse. So, what exactly awaits you? Well, let's do it one more time, and then we'll probably finish. And later we'll do another reading. What specific actions await you? Queen of Wands. She knows. You will know something, how to do something. Well, you will get some clear result. You are looking at some goal right now. You're focused on a goal, and your wish will come true. It's just that this card says you might be looking at someone at a distance, something like that. These two cards can indicate someone at a distance. And the Queen of Wands always manages to do what she has planned because she knows how to do it. The card can also mean that. Think carefully about your routine actions. Exactly. And then your wish will come true. In your routine, think through your actions, and your wish will come true. But we were still asking what will happen. Routine actions will make your wish come true. You're looking at some kind of goal. What will happen? You'll find out. You will know for sure. You will know for sure. Joy. You will know joy for sure. Well, clearly realize I'm happy. Or maybe you made some young man happy. Maybe a child. You made someone younger than you happy. Clearly that you is waiting for you. Well, in general, you will clearly know sincere feelings. Sincere feelings. What is waiting for you? Well, in general, some kind of joy too. Your wishes will come true. Once again, what is waiting for you? Does society offer you joy? And this can indicate another person, because society also came up after all. Society. You will know for sure that society is happy because you have achieved some goal. fulfilled a desire. What does it mean to you? Let's put it this way. If this is your desire, what does it mean to you? Do you see the Ten of Pentacles? Maybe it can show a house. Maybe it can show a friend. Maybe it can show the family structure, income that is now enough for me to buy a house, or the place I'm loyal to, a loyal person. It can also show loyalty to the family, the structure of finances. More specifically, let's ask, oh, is it fateful? What you're thinking about right now, they're just saying it. And this card also says, do you know what to do? But you need to think through your routine actions carefully, because sometimes the wand card rushes things. This is a fateful thing. Here you will be able to make very important changes for the better. Changes that are exciting. Changes for the better. Yes, there will be excitement here. While you are pursuing this routine dream, you need to think through your routine actions. There will still be some excitement, but later, you will experience great joy in society. I don't know, maybe there will even be a wedding here. Sometimes this even indicates a wedding and sincere emotions from people, or just, well, society, relaxation. Sometimes it also indicates relaxation. That is, you can earn something and go on vacation somewhere. Change your surroundings. Change your social circle. You can even go to the water. It's just that all the cup cards started jumping out, appearing. Relaxation. Relaxation by the water. Joy is just waiting. Joy. Renewal. Well, look, some kind of liberation is waiting for the beginning of something new. But here is a period while you are reaching it. I'll say it again. It's exciting here. There will be changes for the better. Well, for someone it might be an exciting trip. But it doesn't have to be, right? An exciting trip. Exciting. It could even be buying a little bear for the house. To friends, to a loyal person, to places you visited or returned to, or loyal to what? Loyal to someone you were. Loyal to someone maybe you were. Wow, you're really here. A lot of fateful, important cards are coming up. It could show a child, maybe meeting a new person, a new stage in life. So, roads are coming up. Here are the roads. This means expanding opportunities. You'll understand later. A secret has come up. The High Priestess of Secrets is following. The High Priestess will reveal it to you. You'll find out this secret. You'll find out. Well, let's turn to your soul then. Let's move it like this and ask, what do you need to know about the future? What do you need to know about the future? Everything will change at night. Everything will change at night. Well, that's an interesting answer. It also says these changes will happen faster than you think. These changes will happen kind of quickly, faster than you think. Maybe so. Mhm. Follow your inner voice. Follow your inner intention. Trust. Trust yourself. You know what's best for you. Mm-hmm. What does the soul want to say? Shine bright like a candle. Shine, shine with your inner light. And remember, it wasn't for nothing that we got that card, like light descending upon you, like they're sending energy to you. You'll get through this. You'll somehow make it through this. Well, here in the creative process, a girl is sitting. Yes, she's painting a picture. This is your inner energy, your inner light. Shine, shine with this light. It's rare, and through this rarity, you have a rare gift. You will become free. And there aren't many people like you here. It says below, there aren't many people like you here. Go on, keep doing it. Keep going, don't stop. Keep going, Faith. Faith will help. Here is a girl. So, does your soul hold a unicorn here? The one who makes dreams come true. That's exactly the faith that will help you fulfill your dream. Sharing, share something. But you encourage yourself. Cheer yourself up, cheer yourself up. Let's start posting from the bottom. Cheer yourself up. Life, of course, asks a lot of questions, gives you a lot of challenges, but remember that we're here to help you. Just do it well. Explore your mind. Explore it. It's interesting to see what there is to explore here. Laws, explore the laws. Love is not a justice. This card's meaning is different. It's not about laws, but for some, laws and legislation should be explored. But the card, it just says that this is not a court. No one is judging anyone here. And if things were hard for you, it doesn't mean someone was punishing you. Subtitles. There is no such punishment here. People often punish themselves, but not higher powers. On the contrary, higher powers give you choice, and free will. There are laws of the universe, like karma, for example, but this is not a court. Some people really need to study the laws. Yeah, these two cards are saying yes, life can be like that. Really tough. Yeah, well, that's the material world. Everything always falls apart here. But at the same time, something new is always being created and built. What next? Make it so that you become happy? Don't grab the stinky ones. I love it. There's nothing like this here, but Glyphorkin amuses me. This card means don't grab onto toxic things. Don't grab onto stinky things. I don't know. Basically, you can make yourself happy, but real happiness is inside us, and it's different for everyone. Even if you take this card, everyone has their own rules and laws, so why live by someone else's laws? Well, of course, we have to live by the laws of the country. If we break them, life definitely won't seem sweet to us. But there are also human rules and laws. If they are toxic, nasty, or disgusting to you, live by your own laws. Make your own rules in life so that you can be happy. Only you know what makes you happy. Other people, not even your close friends, know what will make you happy. Well, partially, they can only guess, but they don't know. Only you know that. If you don't break the laws of the country or the rules or the choices, free will, and rights of other people, then live the way you want. Set your own rules. Use your lifetime. That's good, since we really don't know. How much time remains? And also, living in a body like yours, with such gifts, is rare. You see, right here, under the card Rarity, maybe you got such a body, a rare case. Not everyone gets one, where everything comes together. There are some gifts, talents, who knows, right? So, use this time well, yes, for yourself. Yes. It's always tea time. It's always time to have tea. There's always time to stop, think, and have some tea. Well, I don't know. Elisa's here with the Hatter, talking and having tea. The Hatter was quite a philosopher. Maybe it's always time to philosophize, to have such tiny print. Well, in general, there's always a moment to pause, take a break, and philosophize about this life. And to just be there, or to connect with nature. Also, the card that came up was natural communication, or normal communication. There's always time for genuine conversation. Well, natural means genuine, right? Or related to nature, yes. Like there are natural people too. Maybe people who feel connected to nature, natural people. In general, there's always time for something healthy and beneficial here, or for philosophical reflection, a philosophical view on this life, when life simply becomes not toxic, but normal and harmonious. That's how I would put it, because happiness is stated here quite directly. Your soul simply tells you that happiness is just inside us. Maybe, really, a philosophical approach actually helps us survive in this world through transformation. Transformation is constantly happening here. Nothing is eternal here, and life itself is not eternal, and the people around us are not eternal either. Do you have people who truly love you? Well, you can use this time to communicate with them, to connect with what is dear to you, instead of thinking about some problems. Yes, problems arise all the time. These oddities always raise the question, what do you do about them? As they say, well, your soul has answered you. Sit down, have some tea, reflect a little, or go out for a walk and tune into your natural instincts. By the way, talk to your own nature. Have some inner communication. Yes, talk to your own nature, your own essence. And here, the cards also told us that the inner voice, yes, it might somehow be able to resolve something. There you go. Yes, you can also sit and reflect after the reading, thinking that, yes, life on Earth is just so curious. There are always questions that come up, which, as they say, need to be discussed and weighed. What is toxic for me? What is beautiful or normal for me? It's an interesting philosophical message, I'd say. Your soul sent you a message and said that your body is rare, with such powerful gifts. And you should also be happy about it, and use your time in this body with happiness and for your own benefit. In any case, I thank you. Let's wrap it up now. Please like and leave comments. It's easy for you, and it will make me very, very happy. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Any feedback from you is important, whether it's heartfelt in the form of likes or material, like sponsoring this channel or sending a little donation for a cup of coffee. In any case, drop by more often, stay a little longer. I really enjoy talking with you. See you next time.